Hello folks, welcome back to my channel. And today, as you can see, the results are mentioned as something related to threat intelligence. So you might have already got an idea that we are going to discuss or get some references related to threat intelligence today. So people who are interested in threat intelligence or want to advance themselves to a more advanced level in CTI, I have some references for you that you can make good use of, or maybe links, webinars that are also embedded in the blogs. So I have I've been reading about some blogs related to CTI. So there is one person, Kate Nichols. So those who don't know, she is the threat intelligence lead at MITRE Framework, and she writes blogs related to threat intelligence. She also writes the mapping techniques of the threat intelligence public reports or internal reports to the MITRE framework, and also how you can map the raw data to MITRE framework in order to understand the behavioral and the TTPs related to the attacking activity or attackers group. So the one which is a there is one blog which is a nice one is related to self-study. So people who doesn't want to go for the paid courses or has the habit of reading through books or through articles or links and references. So she has posted two blogs related to self-study plan, part one and part two. We'll go through that what exactly she talks about. And the other one which I've found very interesting is how to get started with attack, that is entirely for the threat intel use cases, how you can actually make use of the intelligence gathered, like generated, and how you can actually map those reports raw data by making use of MITRE framework. She also has posted on the blog related to FAQs on how you can actually get started into cyber threat intelligence. Some reading materials she has also provided in other such related blogs. So starting with this self study plan. Okay. So she is also an instructor at SANS for 578 Cyber Threat Intelligence, and she actually presents in this particular blog like how exactly you should make use of this plan and how to become a good CTI analyst. What are the topics that you should cover is related to intelligence. What is CTI? The requirements to become a good threat intelligence analyst. What are the CTI community where you can look like connect with people for more reference and more real-time based scenarios understanding, and what were the challenges, real-time challenges that they have faced in the community, and the it's like you can get more understanding of the experiences that they have so far in their career, and they can actually help you to understand. So moving forward, we have certain frameworks and models as well that is also provided in the blogs. So she mentions about something in brief related to intelligence and the topics that she covers. Along with that, she has provided some references as well. So one such very good book related to threat intelligence understanding is Psychology of Intelligence Analysis. So this is a book which most of the CTI people who start their career in threat intel analyst or intel analyst, they actually make use of it to understand the cognitive biases and the structured analytic techniques. Cognitive biases, which means like suppose you are getting a phishing related attacks and you're able to see it. So when it comes to phishing, most of the time we get in our head the tactics and techniques related are spear phishing, phishing, drive-by compromise, and then the user execution. So this is one such way of looking at phishing attacks and mapping the and getting the TTPs. But if we look into phishing attacks, there are also related to credential phishing attacks and malware phishing attacks as well. So more to it, we can also collect other informations related to other tactics and techniques as well. So this is something that comes beyond the limit, and you have to think out of the box as well. So our limitation comes only when we understand it is related to phishing and the user execution is performed. But what else as a techniques and tactics could be included, that is something we have to also identify. So that should not be a restriction to us that we are only restricted to some particular TTPs, but also what more can be understood from the attack framework, that should be some shift in the mind of the analyst, that what more they can get in terms of behavior analysis from that particular framework. So she has also added something related to intelligence cycle. What are those? Some references to understand more on the cognitive biases sides, some question answers that she has mentioned. People who are like more into paid sources, they like to actually make use of it. They can also opt for such things. And she mentions related webinars, white papers that you can actually make use of, and something related to some particular APT's report to understand more about the CTI history. Okay, moving forward, she mentions about the requirements and also about the community. So people who are on Twitter, they can actually connect with the people CTI community. One such person is Kate Nichols herself, but there are other people as well. So this blog actually helps you connect with them. Some frameworks and models she has been talking about is related to cyber kill chain, diamond model, and MITRE framework. So she mentions about the white paper, and there is one website as well. Various website. This is for the people who are in incident response or they like to bucket the incidents related records. So I'm not sure, not really explored this particular website, but you can check this out on GitHub as well. I'll provide the link in the description box that how exactly you can make use of it. So the other thing that I would like to mention is there is one CTI training provided by MITRE framework. So we are going to have some look at that. Okay, so this is the particular CTI training, and it is divided into 5 modules. The training modules are starting with the introduction and understanding more on like what is the MITRE attack framework. It is provided in video format and slides format as well. The other one like begins with the module 2 and 3. They cover exactly that since you have finished reports in the raw data, how you can exactly make use of MITRE attack framework in order to get the understanding of TTPs and do the mapping of the reporting and then to the TTPs, what exactly you can identify from the framework. So later you have identified the attack, the mapping you have done, how exactly you should store and analyze the mapped data intel, and then since you have stored it, later it covers the recommended steps in order to create defense for your own organization. So this is actually a really good module because they provide you the reports as well, the hints, the answers, and the original report, so that after doing the exercises, you can actually map your you can actually compare your identifications, whatever you have performed and whatever you have identified or findings with the original report, so that you can actually understand where you differ at and what was the reason and what is the reason that is mentioned in the original report, why the other analysts differ from you. So you'll get a brief understanding as well. And as I already mentioned, the defensive recommendations are also provided. So you can go through this particular link. It is really a nice module. I've gone through the slides as well. It is really nice to read about. You will get a very good understanding. Okay, we will check out one of the module, like what exactly they actually cover in the module. It's a free resource. They actually provides you the understanding of how the mapping should be done to MITRE framework. So the first understanding is related to you should have to understand the framework it in and out. Then the behavior, like whatever indicators you have identified, the behavior of that research, something you have to done on the behavior. Then that particular behavior actually maps itself to which tactics and techniques, that is something that you have to identify. And whatever data and findings you have collected, you have to compare your data, compare your results with the other analysts to understand where you differ at and what from. So you can see a lot of examples are mentioned here. Like this is the structure of the raw data. This is related to registry keys. This is related to, like they have mentioned, the IP addresses. It could be in and out, external, how it is. So they provide you step by step how you can actually make use of it. Since they have taken an example of ipconfig/all, which is used to identify the configuration, IP configuration that is done for the particular system. Okay, and It actually falls under discovery. So any attacker making use of this particular command or indicator, you can actually map yourself under discovery, and the specific technique is related to system network configuration discovery. So research the behavior is another thing, and you can read about more about the behavior, and then you can actually translate it. So they have provided all the tactics and techniques how exactly it can be done. And more, they also provide you some specific combinations. Like I talked about phishing, and like phishing comes into the picture and then the delivery is done, then it is expected by the attacker to actually click on the user, click on the particular link or attachment. So that is something that comes into picture like user execution. So it comes in pairs. Some of the tactics or some of the techniques comes in combination, like data from local system, it comes in combination with the email collection as well. Like attackers not only try to collect the information from the local system but also from the email collection as well. So you can see different types of techniques and other related stuffs are also mentioned over here. So that's all for today. That's all for today. We will cover more such important things related to MITRE framework in the next video. Thank you.